Okay, so now we're going to go on to our first exercise. So go ahead and turn your page. And what we're going to do, fears, frustrations, and then wants and aspirations. Okay, so this is the exercise that I use when creating any new marketing campaign. Best place to start when writing your copy. So before you actually go and write your email, this is what you want to do, specifically to the customers that you're trying to target. So keep in mind, the focus of this exercise is to discover emotional needs. We're looking for emotional drivers that are hidden behind logical explanations and rationalizations. So I want you to list as many as you can in each group. Go for at least 10. 20 is better. And the more you list, the more you'll discover the gems that are really motivating your prospects to buy your solutions. So what I want to do is I want to crowdsource a few of these. And I know we all have different clients, but all of our clients are human, and they will all have some similarities. Okay, there will be some overlap. So what I want you guys to do is shout out some of the highly emotionally charged fears and frustrations of your clients, and I'm just going to write a few of them down. So go ahead and just shout them out. Be alone forever. Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
They've been leaving everybody else's needs and haven't lived their own life.
Okay, great. Everyone else. Okay, shout out.
Not sure if we can trust their instincts or their guidance.
Okay, and what's the bigger, deeper fear or frustration behind that?
Making a mistake.
And what's the big fear of making a mistake?
Wasting time with something or money with something.
Go bigger.
Failure.
So give me a really huge specific example.
My head is going to explode.
I am afraid that my head is going to explode. So looking stupid. Ooh,
Yeah.
big one. Looking stupid. That is a huge fear.
Is bigger also that you think you're crazy?
It's, yeah, sure, absolutely. But it's the emotionally charged fear and frustration. And the higher the emotional charge, the better. So we got some good ones here. So what else?
I got flippy, kind of a flippy one in my interviews, being disrespected or not getting respect.
Ooh, good one. Disrespect.
Or even not even getting respect.
Excellent. Good one. That's emotionally charged. What else?
You know when your families and friends just look at you, oh, she got another idea. You know, you got another
So what?
thing, and you want to prove to them that what you think you want to do is the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
So what's another way to say that? So having to prove yourself to others, something like that. You can keep going with that. What else? What other fears or frustrations? The highly emotional charged fears and frustrations. Kat. And just so I know, have you done any customer avatar interviews yet? Okay, so the people who want to become coaches and they want to become kitchen farmers, what are their big fears and frustrations? Do they know where to start? Can they make a living doing this? Fear of not being broke, that's a big one. Okay.
Rocking your boat in your family.
Okay.
Rejection.
Yeah, big one. Family, rejection. You know, rejection is the biggest fear. If you're going to go out and you're going to try and get customers, and you get some people, they get one rejection and they are gone, and they're just out of the business.
No.
Yeah, one no and they're out.
Yeah.
And
That's why I think the 25 out of 2,500 was really good.
yeah, well, we'll help you do a little better than that.
Yeah, but still, I mean, at that age that you guys kept going, that was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Embarrassment.
Embarrassment, huge one. Embarrassment. Oh my gosh, huge.
How do you describe that? I have a lot of practitioners who have a client in front of them, and they are, let's say, a channeler, or they're a psychic, or they're healers, energy healers, and they have the client in front of them, and there's a big problem, a big question, and all of a sudden they get afraid that whatever comes up for them as an answer is coming from their own mind and not from whatever energies they're working with. And that's the common denominator in all of it.
Taking things personally.
Fear of being wrong.
They are fear that that's their own mind and not the higher guidance that they are working with, or the higher.
Yeah, like the
light.
fear of being wrong.
Correct.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
just
publicly.
out of integrity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Disservice. Yeah.
Fear of being judged.
I don't think so. That's a great one. Judged, and that's a good one for your family. Judged. Be alone forever. Take care of everyone but me. Can't trust. Instincts. Looking stupid. Disrespected. Broke. Those are good fears and frustrations. Yeah, incompetence, and maybe either I think I'm incompetent or someone else thinks I'm incompetent. Great ones. Okay, so let's move on to. Yeah. Oh, feeling like a fraud is huge. Who am I to charge money for this? Feeling like a fraud. Fraud.
And nobody's wrong with being a fraud.
So if you send out an email titled subject line, "I'm a fraud," or you will have the highest open rate of any email you've ever sent.
I claimed it.
Yeah, so no one else can use it. Copyrighted 2016. So
Yes, I'll take affiliate link.
yeah.
So like fear of beating yourself up seems the bottom line.
Fear,
Lack of
yep.
self-confidence.
Absolutely, lack of self-confidence. Let's go now on to the wants and aspirations. So it's your customers' highly emotionally charged wants and aspirations. So remember, if you're a founder of a business academy, if you're a coach, if you're teaching a certification, your clients are coaches. All right. What are their wants and aspirations? The emotionally charged ones. Happy, sure, but so give me go. Yeah, so happy,
Change other people's lives.
great, make an impact, lives. What else? Difference, value. What else? Can't stop at 4. Freedom is a big one. Freedom. Okay, excellent. What else?
Fun.
Absolutely.
It ain't fun doing it.
How do you spell that?
Yep. Happy relationships. Yep. Okay. So let's take.
Money is that
Yeah, money.
You said spend more time with their passion.
Yeah.
Spiritual connection. I get that
Spiritual.
all the time.
Spiritual connection's huge. Okay, great. Self-love, absolutely. So please right now take 5 minutes and fill this out. And what I want you to do is strive for the highest emotionally charged fears and frustrations, wants and aspirations. Okay? So take 5 minutes. I started the clock right now. Who would like to share what insights they just learned from this?
fear that people have, no matter who they are when they're getting older, is that they're going to lose their health.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I thought, well, that
It's a
doesn't
big one.
really apply, but I wrote it down anyway, and then I went, well, wait a minute, the energy work I do totally raises people's immune systems and resolves health problems, so how's that not applicable?
Great. And no, I think it can be very applicable. And yeah, just focus on the emotions, emotionally charged fears and frustrations, wants and aspirations of your customers. So I think you did it, but don't just start to think of like what are all people's emotions. It's specifically for your customers. So I think you did it. Yeah, good, great,
But anyway, writing it down shifted something in my head.
interesting,
Yeah.
great, good. Best Cat.
Fears and frustrations, losing control of your diet, don't know where to begin, being reactive versus proactive, being sick and unhealthy as they age, wants and aspirations.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wait. How to run a food efficient kitchen, to connect to their food source, to participate in alcohol, to save money, to build self-reliance,
Mm-hmm.
community, to build a personal transition.
Great. What did you learn from the exercise that you're going to be able to use in your business? You sure do. That's huge. That's
I can go home now.
you're done. Your work is done. That's actually a really, really big one. That what you offer is valuable, and that's part of getting over this. What was the fear of? Where was it? Feeling like a fraud. You know, for example, and all of you have incredible value. And when you can, the more people you help, and especially the more people who pay you, it's very validating. But in order to get there, it's good for you to know right up front you're already valuable.
Right. That's what blew me away with the second Avatar interview is that she'd been in business for 10 years and she didn't know what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And that she actually needed what I have. I was like, how is that
And
possible?
you'll, I mean, all you need is
Twice my target demographic.
all you need is this much marketing knowledge to know more than 99% of the coaches out there. And they'll pay you for that to help them grow their business. Fantastic. Good one. Who else learned something awesome that they can use for your business?
I put
Go ahead.
wants and aspirations. What I gathered, like not specifically the same words, but they're all the massage therapists are most focused on, and this was like a something I misinterpreted. So trying to add more modalities, so that they're more appealing to more people, but they're actually on a path for their own personal evolution. So that's like their excuse to take more modalities. They want to know more.
Oh
about
yeah,
healing.
and that's so true for the healers. It's oh, I just need to get the next degree and the next degree and the next degree, and they'll just get degrees to infinitum without charging what they're worth.
But it's under the guise of I can get more clients, but it's really they just want their personal evolution.
This is huge. Wait. I'm sorry. This is really huge because so this is called an irrational motivator. No, this is really, really important in marketing. So what you just said is a highly irrational motivator. So what people are saying to themselves is they say, oh, if I can just get one more degree, if I can just get one more certification, then I will be more valuable and I can charge higher prices. And they may not even articulate it in so many words, but that's generally the reasoning behind why people spend so much money on certifications, which is why it's good for you to have a certification. Seriously, people will pay you for that. They, you would be able, and so it's a very easy way for you to, because people, they know what a certification is and they're already programmed, oh, if I can get that certification, then I can go out and get clients. And you'll see so many people out there, it does not matter what your certification is, are you board certified or whatever, who say, oh, I can't charge money until I have a certification. Now I get it in, if you're gonna be an attorney or if you're gonna be a medical doctor, yeah, I get that. But for coaching, there's no such rule or law for the majority of coaching. I know there's therapy, there's other niches and things like that. I get that. But so what you just said is huge. So remember, that's an irrational motivator that people are already pre-programmed to give you money for. Is to get that, they're pre-programmed. If you have a certification or something like it, Doesn't have to be the word certification, but that's an easy one, or something like it. They will pay you for it. They're already pre-programmed for it. You know, I got to have my college degree, so I'm going to spend $250,000 to go and get that college degree. Okay, our society is pre-programmed for that. Yes.
Maybe it makes it easier also for all the spiritual practitioners to feel okay charging money.
100%. 100%. 100%. So
You boldly say,
yeah.
you know what, now you pay up.
And I had to go around with this with my wife, so she got her 200-hour yoga certification, and we were in Costa Rica, and I was telling her, you got to, like, she was doing these yoga classes for free, and I'm like, why are you doing them for free? It's like, well, I don't have my certification yet. And I was like, you do not need a certification. We're in Costa Rica, like they want to do yoga, like, come on, and and I finally got her to get over it, and her classes were full all the time. It was great, and they, in fact, when she started charging money, more people came
Yeah.
because they valued it.
I had a similar situation where I was giving workshops for free.
Free.
And I wasn't getting people come in. As soon as they started charging, they just started lining up. It's like you have gold bricks, and if you say free, take one, people will look at it and say, well, it must not be valuable.
It can't be
must not
real.
Can't
It's
be
not
real.
real. It's not
And so they
valuable.
walk right by it. I mean, but it's so valuable.
Right.
When you give it away for free, no one takes it.
Right. And now there are still things that we want to give away for free to get people in the door
Gotcha,
initially.
gotcha.
So there is that difference, but you're 100% correct, and we can use that in here when we're figuring out what our customers' wants and aspirations are. You wanted to say something?
Oh, it was just back to what Yvonne was saying. Isn't that also about the book, Start With Why? I mean, it sounds
Start
like
with
it's
why.
not-
Absolutely.
It's all of the trying to beef up. I can't remember what he calls
Oh.
it when you're. It's
Come
like,
on in, Lori. Come on in. Hi. Everybody say hi to Lori.
when you have more certifications, you have more what's, like reasons why you think people are going to buy from you, when in fact you're not starting with the why.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure how those things are connected,
With
but
what she was saying.
yeah, with what she was saying, okay, that
People
makes
are-
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It's called the law of diffusion of innovation.
Boom.
Interesting. Who came up with that?
It's in the. It's
Well,
the why book.
But was that in his book? The diffusion of, what is it called?
Of innovation. That TiVo.
Yeah, diffusion of innovation.
Right? And
Interesting.
They did it, but now nobody's into TiVo. But Apple, everybody's into Apple because they created a story. They created a why. We're gonna
Yeah.
do this.
Interesting. Great. Excellent. You guys did fantastic. Yeah, go ahead.
So when I did this, what I realized is that I somehow think that if it's not leading to bottom line money, like build your business, or it's not leading to that it doesn't count. Like I know so much how much pain people are in their daily lives, and that it's totally unnecessary. And yet somehow I feel like a fraud, or like, well, that's not good enough just to talk about inner peace, or being able to get yourself at 3 a.m. You can sit up and get not upset anymore and go right back to sleep. But the kind of things that. So
Well, the second thing you said sounded more valuable than inner peace.
Right.
Because it was specific.
And I just
That's all.
realized I really
So
have to believe in it myself.
you do have to believe in it yourself. And so one thing I want to point out is these fears and frustrations, or in otherwise problems. Our customers are going to pay us to solve these. They don't pay us for the wants and aspirations, actually. They pay us to solve the problems. After we solve their problems, they get the wants and aspirations. And that's why saying, I sell inner peace doesn't work. Nobody will pay you for that. But if you can say, hey, I can help you, get over your feeling of rejection so that you are empowered and you can make the money you want, attract a relationship of your dreams, and live the life of your dreams. They'll pay you for that.
So could I read you a couple of?
Go ahead. Sure.
So some frustrations, anxiety, beating yourself up, lack of confidence, lack of clarity, emotional pain, physical pain, low energy, unhappy relationships, conflict, inability to sleep,
Fantastic.
Self-sabotage,
Awesome.
depressed, not connected to
Despair.
others, feeling alienated, questioning.
Can you read the other side?
We're all-
Well, I just, when we were doing this exercise, I noticed you were really good at this side, but let me hear this side. Now, that's important.
Calm and connected, knowing how to act in all situations, moving with equanimity and centeredness, being unconditionally loving, the person others look to as a role model, dependable peace, delicious connection, tangible life changes, limitless prosperity, trust in what unfolds, deep, rich connection with loved ones.
Okay.
Certification.
Good.
Process you can depend
Okay.
on.
Good. You got a lot of them. Great. So we're gonna.
It was not easy. You're right. I don't have.
That's okay. That's why we're doing this. Go ahead.
Keep on trying to put this question out here
Please.
because it'll just like be so awesome to put it to rest. There's like this thing that plagues me about the whole certification thing. So like,
What is it that plagues you about it?
What is the process? Like, how do we get our, like, you don't have to tell me how, just is it, like, who grants these certifications?
Ah,
What's the process?
This
How
is
hard
great.
is it
Well,
to
you
get it?
you said the magic words. Who grants the certifications?
Yeah.
Answer the question. Who grants?
I do.
We just make
I'm
it
the
up.
expert.
Hell yeah.
We just make it up.
Any certification was just made up. Every certification out there, and I don't care if it's ratified by the state of California or the federal government. I don't care if it's becoming an MD. I don't care if it's a PhD, if it's becoming an attorney. All certifications were made up by someone.
So I go to massage schools nationwide and say, I'd like to offer you the certification. In
I
massage
did not.
business."
I did not say that.
Okay.
Didn't say that.
Okay.
Okay. But of course, you need to take this within your own context, okay? Because if you're trying to be a doctor, you can't just say, I've got a certification. That's pretty much illegal, all right? So take it within your own context. But for sure, like I know we can create that and use it in these one-on-one conversations that you're going to be having. So if you're going to go to a massage school, now they're going to ask you, well, you know, who are you and that kind of thing. But it's totally different if you're talking to somebody who's been giving massages for 10 years. They've already got their own certifications, but they suck at business and they can't get clients. Okay.
Talking two different certifications.
Two different
Well,
certifications.
we're actually not. Certification, there is no definition. The other is credentialed and licensed.
Thank you.
Those have definitions and legal
Yeah,
ramifications.
and we're not
So
talking
do
about
not
that.
go there.
Thank you for that distinction.
Certification doesn't mean anything. Like a certified coach doesn't mean anything.
Jana, can you do me a favor and
A
write that
credentialed
down?
Coach means a little bit. A license means this much.
Yeah, so can you write down, there's a huge distinction between a certification, credentials, and a license.
Yeah. Like I'm a credentialed professional coach because I got credentialed by ICF,
Mhm.
which means something but not really because I'm licensed by the state of California and Vermont, and they totally subsume any coaching that I do because I've got legal requirements.
How is credential different than certified with ICF?
Because if anybody can say they're certified, so if there's schools that say after the first class, the first basic coaching class, you're certified, but you don't know anything, and you've just done like a 10-week class.
Right.
Doesn't mean anything. ICF is trying to keep people from like having to go up against licensing boards there, having to have a licensing board. So they're trying to make themselves like a licensing board. So you need your hours, and you have to have an oral exam, and you have to have a written exam, and you have to have this many classes, and you have to do all this stuff. And you have to please them, but they just set themselves up to do that.
This is great. So when I had my own financial advisory firm, to become a financial advisor, I did have to get a license. I had an insurance license, I had a stockbroker's license. Those were real, like, state kind of tests. However, during our 10 years in doing it, I went and got a certification. I paid this guy $6,000 to do this retirement plan certification. And afterward, and we got the certification, it was like a one-day class, and paid him $6,000, got the certification because I thought that was going to help me get other clients because I could have some letters after my name. And that's the irrational motivator, as a good example of an irrational motivator that I want you to keep in mind, because people pay money for that. I learned some good stuff in there. Was it worth $6,000? I don't know. But if you can help your customers get what they want and what they need, you can charge a lot of money for it. People will pay for it. But if you can put it in this kind of, and I'm not saying everybody needs a certification. I don't have a certification program right now, but I do put it in context, this kind of context that has a ton of value that people are willing to pay for.
What about apprenticeships? Where does that
Same kind of thing, similar, but when you do an apprenticeship, you're not going to get letters after your name, generally speaking. But a lot of people understand what an apprenticeship is. They understand what a mentor is, and that kind of thing. So, but people are willing to pay for certifications.
So can you make up letters after the
Can-
name for just the certification? That doesn't count, no?
And
Can you?
Sure, you can. Why not? Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
And now remember, I'm not saying. So don't confuse this, because
Don't-
you're in
don't make
education.
sure
I'm
it's
not.
not a
I didn't
license.
say license.
Right.
I
You have to
didn't
go
say.
check.
I didn't say credentials. I didn't say license. It's your program.
Yeah, but don't
Go ahead,
don't
Lori.
go- I mean, be careful if you're going to do that. Go check with the licenses, because if
That's
you
what I
do-
s- and
if
please
you do-
and please keep. I'm going to say it again. I did not say you go out and say I now have a certification program. Some of you may want to do that. I don't, because I don't have one right now. But so for sure, don't go make something up that's going to be illegal.
Don't make up something like. Don't say you make up something like that. The letters end up being like a license.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. So it can't be confusing
Yeah.
like that.
I have that at the end of my year-long group right now. Symmetry, they're certified in the reliable symmetry of happiness, the first level, which is the symmetry of self-love.
Yeah.
So I put that in my advertising.
Absolutely, that's great. That's a certification. There's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing immoral about that, and that's a great way to attract clients and demonstrate your value. Okay.
What are other, what do you call it, these motivators?
Irrational.
It's called an
What are
irrational
other
motive.
irrational motivators?
We'll get to more of those, but
This is so
I
fascinating.
just wanted I wanted to use that as an example. Okay, so and most of the things are gonna be examples here, so you don't just take that and say Brett said go make a certification and get yourself in trouble. That's not what I said. All right, but irrational motivators, people are willing to pay for that. Going back to the example, I mean, how much money do people spend on education, thinking that just because I get this education, that means I'm going to get customers and I'm going to make more money? A huge amount. It is an irrational motivator. Okay, Lori, could you do me a favor and introduce yourself to everybody and tell everybody what you do? Oh yeah, sure. Sorry.
So, hello, my name's Lori Dyksenter. I am, I've had my own education consulting business for 10 years. I've worked in the field of education, for K to 12 education for 30 years. 10 years, essentially 10 years as a teacher, 10 years in school administration, and then 10 years in consulting. I had gone back working on the for-profit business side of education for a couple of years. That company disbanded, so I've been reinventing Natural Curiosity, my company, and looking at moving more towards the coaching and consulting, because that is much more effective with the clientele and the groups that I typically work with. And this whole conversation is because I've spent a lot of time in this whole world. I'm licensed. I'm a licensed teacher in the state of Illinois. I have credentials, of a master's degree in education. Yet I've gone through several certification programs in the field of, Administrator Academy certifications. Right. And I've even been a Reiki master and gotten certification as a Reiki master. And it's really what I've learned over the time is that a certification program just tells someone that, this is a structured, proven model that is, you've done your homework as the person providing it. You have, and hopefully at least looked at some research-based things to create this. And it's a solid program. Now, it means in some realms, it means nothing to people in education that I have a Reiki certification.
Sure.
Who cares?
Right.
Yet I feel good that I've gone through 3 levels of that training in a place that I felt was
was something more than just, go do an attunement and then
Right.
you're a master.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to take a break. We've been going for a little bit more than 90 minutes right now. We're going to take a break. I want to, before we go on to the next section, I do want to mention, because I overheard Clarence mentioning it, and I just had a conversation with Laura, and I've overheard other people saying it, like, we're just so busy. There's just so many opportunities, okay? So, you guys have heard me say this more than once. One big thing, all right? So, who read the book One Big Thing? Okay, so.
It's making a difference.
Good.
It does.
Yes.
It's making it, because
It
I am
is.
the kind that sits down, I've got like Tuesday and Thursday, these hours, I sit down, I'm like, what?
And on mute here, so you got me now. Okay, yeah. So it's really hard to stay focused. It's really easy to get distracted. And how many people, be honest, have done this? First thing you do is you get up in the morning and you check your email. Who's done that? Okay.
I don't even get up to check it.
I don't even get up to check it. I just look at it right here, okay? So what I want you to do is, if you want to grow your business, if you want to make six figures consistently, if you want to have the business of your dreams, you need to change that habit. And so instead of the first thing that you do in the morning, so emails, I have never in my life made any money by reading and returning emails.
I have.
Okay, hold on a second now. Hang in there with me.
Clients.
Yeah, now as part of closing, deals that are literally worth $500 million and $100 million, I had to respond to emails. But I didn't actually make money responding to emails. I'm talking, and not especially first thing in the morning. So there's a big difference between being proactive in your business and being reactive in your business. Reading and responding to emails is reactive. It's absolutely reactive. Personally, I can say I've made no money reading and responding to emails. Writing emails is proactive, absolutely proactive. But what you don't want to do is get caught in the trap of opening your emails to go and write one and then responding to all the emails. So the whole point of the one big thing is, if you can just get into this habit every single day of just taking whatever time, the same time that you would spend looking at your emails and getting, those are other people's agendas, by the way. Your inbox is chock full of other people's agendas. And any time that you take to respond to those takes away from your agenda and what you are trying to accomplish. And the majority of people in business do this, and I've been guilty of it, and it's constantly, every day, I have to really remind myself, okay, wait, I need to be proactive here. I don't have time to answer everybody else's email and be on everybody else's agenda. And if you can consistently get in the habit of saying, what's the one thing that if I did today would make a bigger difference than anything else? And then actually focusing and doing on that. And it took me, I've been trying this for years, okay? Now, the first time I read that book was a couple years ago, and I'm still evolving with it. I'm still getting better at it. So don't worry if you don't feel like you got it. This is one of those things that just you never stop working on. It's like exercising, you're never gonna stop exercising. If you can consistently ask yourself, what is the one thing that if I did this today would make a bigger difference than anything else? And a lot of these, and I, again, was guilty of this when I started it, I started making a to-do list. It's not a to-do list, okay? It's what is the one thing? And so, I see people with these answers, and again, no offense to anybody, we just haven't learned it yet. People say, oh, I need to work on my book, or I need to work on this, or I need to work on that. And you say, is that how? So I gave you a cheat sheet here of the one big thing. If every day you just said, okay, what's the number one thing that I could do today to help me get another high-end client to fill this program? If that's the only thing you did, take that same amount of time that we frankly waste in the morning of looking at our emails and everybody else's agenda, okay, and just focus on what is the one thing that if I did that today would make everything else easier or unnecessary. And the more consistently you do that, the better the answers that you're going to come up with. All right, so every single day I want you to answer this question.
One of the things I've discovered by doing this process is it highlights my gifts somehow that if I'm going to focus on one thing, I'm really good at meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
So that somehow ties into this question. That's what I've just been discovering. There's always another list of things I could do
Sure.
to help, but everybody has a different set of gifts.
Yep. If when you meet people, that's how you end up converting customers, then you're totally on the right track. Absolutely. And so for me, through 2016, this year, my one big thing, every day I'm asking myself, okay, what can I do to get closer to my number of 250 confirmed registrants for my live event in June, for the Attract Customers Now live event. And so that's what I work on every single day is, okay, how can I don't care if I only sign up one person that day, that's fine. I'm one person closer to 250. And so that's the thing that's going to, make us $850,000 or possibly, more like $1 million this year. So for you, this one thing is this: fill your high-end coaching program. Okay, so if you keep asking that, and to be clear, when you say this, I'm going to fill this high-end coaching program, that doesn't mean if somebody comes to you and they want to pay you for something else, that doesn't mean that you automatically have to say no. It just means that your big focus is on the thing that's going to make the biggest difference. And if you just do that every day, I mean, seriously, even if you put in an hour a day and then the other, whether it's 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 hours a day, was literally just answering emails, you would end up being 10 times more productive than most people are in a typical working week. Okay? All right, and we're gonna practice that actually this weekend.